Hello there, Merry Christmas if it's Christmas when you're watching this. Saturn and Capricorn. Where to begin? I'm very lucky to be surrounded by this energy. My mom has this energy. Most of my friends around my age have this energy. Being 90, 91 was when they were born. I actually have this energy. Not incredibly strong. My Saturn is 6 degrees Aquarius, so it's on the cusp. You have a nice little 4 degrees influence there or so. But I really identify with this energy actually. Obviously not as much as Saturn and Aquarius, me personally, but I really love this energy. I really enjoy all of its power, all it has to teach, all it has to give to the world. Saturn rules Capricorn as well as Aquarius, and so Saturn is in its element here. It's in its, it's confusing with astrological terms because of the 4 elements, but it's where it functions rather nicely here. Everything that Saturn has to offer us, of discipline, of hard work, of fate, time, space, life, death, purpose, life meaning, learning our lessons and truly moving forward, all of that functions very nicely for those who have this energy. And I find that, again, there's never a placement that is better than any other placement. Even, for example, Saturn in Cancer, the opposite of Saturn in Capricorn, which has a lot of challenges, doesn't mean that Saturn in Capricorn is better than Cancer in any way. They just have different skills, different lessons, and we are who we are for a reason. And we're perfectly imperfect, we are perfectly how we are made. How to put it? We are perfect the way that we're made. And so that should be noted. But I really do find that those with Saturn and Capricorn are very much in tune with why they're here. A lot of people incarnate on this planet trying to escape. And we all do. We all at different times feel the urge of, why the fuck am I here? This is all so limiting, so restricting, this, that. We manifest the lower potential of Saturnian energy, of Saturn. Again, Saturn insists that we learn lessons, and it forms the structure of our lives. And that's extremely useful, like I said in the Saturn video, this planet gives us form and function. Our skeletal system, perfect example of how it enables us to do things. Right now I'm using the skeletal system to be able to live, let alone do what I'm doing right now. The other side of Saturn is restriction, right? Is repression, oppression, I guess, is how it can feel if you're not in tune with Saturn. And so instead of looking at a body and saying, wow, this thing is functional, it works, it does things, you see the outline, and you only see that outline, and you think, oh my god, I can only be so much and no more. We can't, for example, vaporize into gas or anything. At least not yet. Who knows? I don't know. At least not yet. So those with Saturn and Capricorn, you guys are very much in tune with this energy. You make the most of restriction. In fact, you welcome it in a lot of ways. And my friends and my mom with this energy, I'm always amazed, truly, I'm always amazed with their ability to just get things done, of their ability to persevere, get through obstacles, get through challenges, and succeed. God damn, I remember reading once how those with this energy welcome duties and responsibilities because they accomplish them so well, and in fact, they thrive when they have responsibilities asked of them. And my experiences with those around me have definitely backed this up for my personal perspective. It's incredible, truly, at how somebody who's in tune with their Saturn energy in general, and again, being that Saturn's in Capricorn here, there's a natural comfort with Saturn. There's a natural understanding of Saturn. Now, that doesn't mean that Saturn will always be easy. And it's not even that it's easy. It's just that you get the energy. You understand why it is the way it is and what that means for you and your life. It's incredible. It really is. Just the ability to grow, to cultivate over time. Another element of Saturn and Capricorn is patience. And those with this energy are truly saintly in their patience and their ability to make the most of earth energy. I say very often that earth energy is very much like growing a garden, growing a forest, You're planting the seeds, you're watering them, you must use patience, you must use focus, and pruning when necessary. It takes a lot of dedication and hard work, and again, a lot of patience. But ultimately, if you persevere and you keep going at it, you will succeed. That is it's so very true for this energy, and true for life in general. But with this energy especially, you start with that just, when we're born, that blank soil, not blank, what's the word I'm looking for? Fertile soil. You start with that ready to be worked and tilled soil. So much potential for growth. It's absolutely beautiful. And with time, you plant seeds. Some of them work out, some of them don't. You learn as you go on. Okay, this is what's worth cultivating. This is what's worth letting go. We'll get rid of that. We'll rebirth that. We'll water this. We'll wait. Give that a few years. We can work on this in the meantime. With this energy of Saturn and Capricorn, you truly are in tune with life cycles overall. Saturn takes about 30 years. It's one of the outer planets. It takes a little bit longer to go through all the signs. And so it takes about 30 years to go through all the signs. And time is such an ally. It truly is. It seems so restrictive when we're younger. And I think that's why Saturn energies, we all have a Saturnian placement. We all have those challenges to overcome. When we're younger, those obstacles seem so big. They loom, it's so grandiose how big our challenges and obstacles are. And it seems like it takes forever to reach 10 years old, to reach 16 years old, to reach 21, 18, all of it. And, time flies as we get older, because our reference of time, our understanding of time is more vast. And yes, past life-wise, that's even larger and more vast, right? But in this particular life, wherever we are, things get easier as we get older because we understand things more. We work with time better. We're more in tune with it. We're more patient. Years seem to go past like months, and then decades like this water flowing. And so I really urge you with this energy to be patient. You already are truly a saint of patience with this energy. But to embrace your patience, to embrace your willingness for hard work and waiting. It pays off so much more than you possibly could imagine. So much more. My friends, they all, with this energy, are incredibly hardworking. They're all, insanely smart, insanely disciplined. I have one friend who has this energy who's a master's in biology, or at least will be in a couple months, and he went through it in 5 years. Another friend with this energy has already graduated with a master's, and she's the ability for discipline and hard work with this energy is incredible. And again, I identify with this energy as well in my life. And even though I'm a bit more Saturn and Aquarius, kind of not so focused and hardworking. Granted, still hardworking and focused, but it's just a different way. I love Saturn and Capricorn, and I notice it in my life all the time. Very often in my life, I'll notice when an energy of mine is at play. That's why I love astrology so much. It helps me understand why and how and what is going on in my life. And man, I really treasure this energy, and honestly, you should too. It's a great gift, and it shows a lot of. I'm not trying to say anything about myself here. I'm trying to say about all of us with this energy. It shows a lot of wisdom, and it shows a lot of being in tune, again, with why you're here, life purpose, that's so incredible. Some people go decades, go entire lifetimes without realizing why they're here. And, they fritter away their time and squander it with things that are just mere distractions, and they're not really fulfilling, And it takes them years to learn things, and then they go, God, why did it take me so long? The more you are in tune, and the more you're serious, and a positive serious, we'll get to the challenges of this energy, which is being too serious, we'll get there. But when you have the ability to be serious when you need to be, and to be grounded, and to know that your actions here really do affect things. You need, every action that you take, every breath that you take is affecting the world. And you're needed here. Everyone is needed here, and we are needed to learn things, to find our highest passions, our highest reasons for being. And to not just, sit here and waste away in earthly pleasures. We're here now those are fun, those are great, those are really great, but we are here to grow and to learn and to give back and to cultivate the earth, to cultivate ourselves as well as our fellow human beings and other living beings, to cultivate the universe. We're gifted, we have gained, we have learned, however you want to put it, self-awareness and self-consciousness, and that makes us creators. That makes us have the ability to understand ourselves and the world around us to the point where we can influence things. And we can grow and chart our development and choose. That's the biggest thing, is choice. And, in the case of my mom, with this energy, now that she's, I think, 52 now this year. And we talk all the time about life experiences and about fate and karma and whatnot. It's really beautiful and really inspiring for me. And it's a great model to follow of how much she's in tune with why she's here and what she's learned along the way, and those lessons, those hard fought for lessons, and the accomplishments. It's really incredible. So I really urge you to get past the challenges of this energy. The challenges for this particular energy is, like I was saying, being too serious, not playing, not allowing yourself to enjoy life. It's very ironic, I know, considering what I was just saying, but play and work are very much both important. They're equally important, and they influence each other. If you have a healthy play life, you have a healthy work life, and vice versa. Or at least it helps each other. You got to work on both, really. But my goodness, when you're in tune with who you are, with your life and your purpose, it's a beautiful thing, and you can move mountains, truly. Again, in the case of my mom, her patience, her perseverance, and her wisdom is incredible. And, I very often tell my friends with this energy, and along with Saturn and Aquarius, that, again, not that, well, I'll have to say it again anyways. Not that any energy is better than another energy, truly, and we all have things to learn from each other. But it should be said, it's very true, that Saturn and Capricorn and Saturn and Aquarius are very much elders. We incarnate on this earth with a lot of lessons under our belt. And of course we have more to learn. We always have more to learn. That's the joy of life. It's never boring. It's never like cheat codes in video games where you enter the cheat codes so you can have anything you want. No, it's not fun then. It's not worth it, because you have to struggle and toil. And there are words that better express what I'm trying to say. Accomplish. Working hard and accomplishing. To see if you can. To see when you can. How? Why? That's incredible. But yeah, like I was saying, we incarnate with a lot of wisdom under our belts. And like I said, Saturn is very much samsara, that concept of revolving, unconscious, life after life after life, not learning lessons. Saturn insists that we go through that so we eventually learn our lessons by just hammering it home again and again and again until we finally get it and we embrace it. And like I said in the Saturn video, once you embrace your Saturnian energy, you can overcome anything, because that is the greatest challenge, presented to us on Earth, is where Saturn influences us in our chart, how it restricts us. So the restriction for us, for especially you guys, having this energy very strongly, I'm guessing, in your chart, is the over seriousness, definitely. What was the other thing? I totally forgot. Hold on. Right. Being narrow-minded. Saturn can restrict in very unhealthy ways as well. And being Saturn in Capricorn, and this kind of goes along with being too serious, but it's very important to loosen up, to loosen up that restriction every once in a while. To not insist that your way is the only way. This is really in relation to other people. and to be so dry and, like I said, serious all the time. Allow other people to live their lives. Allow other people to live their lessons. They need to do it for themselves. I know with Saturn and Capricorn, you're so hardworking and humble and really caring about other people. And you just want to help and make the world a better place and make your loved ones, their lives easier. But everyone has to learn their own lessons. It's karma. It's the living with the consequences of our actions, whether they're from lives, millions of years ago and on other planets, in other galaxies or whatever. Or if it's a decision made that wasn't quite the best today. We all need to learn live with the consequences of our actions and learn from them. And so it's really important to take that to heart, because again, I've seen with my mom how she wants so badly that everyone be taken care of and be okay, that she can take other people's burdens as their own, as her own. And like I said, people gotta learn their own lessons. And so once you free yourself of other people's burdens, while still, it doesn't make you any less sympathetic, it doesn't make you any less caring for that person and what they're going through. But once you recognize that, okay, this is their life, their choices, their consequences, it's a very healing thing. And you find, I find, and my life too, I've gone through this as well. You find that you're giving yourself, in that case, a freedom of spirit. You're giving the other person the freedom to live their life as they choose without any kind of, repercussions from you. Like judgment, for example. It's really important to get past judgment of other people. And also bossiness, trying to direct other people's lives. Once you're free of that, it's a very nice feeling. And it makes you realize, you know what, I have my own stuff to figure out. And even if I'm doing really well with my stuff, I need to figure out my stuff more. Importantly, everyone needs to figure out their stuff. And it's crucial that so-and-so figures out their stuff on their own. So. Okay, other stuff about Saturn. If Saturn is not quite working so well for you in your life, if there's a lot of challenges, you'll feel restriction in your skeletal system and especially your knees. It's very important to get in tune with Saturn, your hardworking, persevering, determined side, so that these things, don't manifest. Perfect example, I really need to get more in tune with my Saturn. I need to run more, get my lungs, healthier. As a Gemini, I have asthma. And I also smoke weed all the time, which is, fantastic, but I gotta be disciplined, I gotta do my thing. And for me, the restriction is, I've been feeling it, circulation. I've been feeling parts of my body go numb all the time. Saturn in Aquarius is circulation. I haven't really experienced any Saturn in Capricorn stuff, like bones aching, although I hear strange bones creaking all the time, but that's not too new. Nothing bad anyways, just amusing, I guess. But perfect example, yeah. I mean, when you're not in tune with your Saturnian energy, that restriction happens, and it forces you to be in tune. So that's something to keep in mind for sure. And again, if you're in tune with your Saturnian side, your hardworking, life purpose oriented side, then wonderful. I don't think that you'll feel that restriction. That's at least my analysis, I would think. I mean, yeah, example of my mom. No, totally good as per all that. So another element of Saturn is childhood, and especially your father figure. Having Saturn in Capricorn, I find, is very... a father figure that's very domineering, potentially. Again, it all depends on where they are in their cycle. You know, on the lower, in their learning lessons, or, you know, in their life. On the lower side is domineering. It's the controlling parent, the one who restricts so much, who's, again, dogmatic. The lower sides of Capricorn, the not so pretty sides, right? The challenged sides and challenging sides. Like I was saying before, you know, the challenging sides is being too serious, being very narrow-minded. And, you know, the higher forms of this is wonderfully hardworking, very reliable, dependable, very much there for their family. And so I'd love to hear your perspective on this. I'm still developing a lot of thought on Saturn signs. And on this particular, I'd love to hear what your experiences are with your childhood, and specifically your father figures. Father figure, I guess, whatever. If there's plural, fantastic. And, you know, just, I'd love to, if you would shed some insight on that. That'd be really great. But that's what I've noticed with my loved ones, with this energy, and with people that I know who have this energy and whatnot. I mean, all people are loved ones, I should say, but, yeah. I'm forgetting something. So, like, whoa! Oh, give me a second. I know I'm forgetting something. I don't remember specifically, or I'll come up if it's important, but it's interesting. It's interesting to note that the U.S. has this energy. Saturn and Libra in the house of Capricorn, and I find a lot of similarities between Saturn and Capricorn and Saturn in the house of Capricorn. What was it? I know it was important. That's what it was. Yeah. All right. You'll be experiencing your Saturn return very soon. Whether you're approaching 30 years old, 60 years old, 90, 120, I guess, if somebody's out there. Hey, kudos to you if you're 120. And, you know, I wouldn't be too surprised, actually. Of all the Saturn signs, Saturn and Capricorn would be the person to survive until that age. But Saturn returns are not the funnest. You know, they are challenging. But being that you are naturally in tune with Saturn's energy, there are ways, I mean, for everyone, if you're in tune with your Saturnian energy, there are ways to make the most of it, and to use the discipline, to use the restriction to your advantage. And really, what it comes down to is awareness. Awareness and the ability, rather the willingness. It all comes from the motivation. The willingness to work hard, and to persevere and get through. Saturn is in Scorpio now. Saturn is then in Sagittarius in about 3 years' time. It's then Saturn in Cap, I'm guessing about 6 years' time. So, no, is that right? Maybe 5 years' time? Something like that, something around those lines. But I do Saturn return reading, so if you're interested in that, please message me. It's sometime in the future now, but you know, the more you're in tune with your Saturn energy, in general, let alone with Saturn return, the better it gets, and just like with life, right? And I mean, if you're completely aware and willing to go on the journey like you've signed up for, you know, here we are on Earth with our bodies, you know, our forms, restricted, they may be in certain cases, but also incredibly functional, right? Which is what we need, even if restricted. If you're in tune with your Saturnian energy, anything is possible. And not just, you know, grandiose schemes and whatnot are possible, but truly life-affirming actions are possible, accomplishments. I'll leave you with that. May your Saturnian return be wonderful. May it increase your hard work, your discipline, and your love of learning lessons in life. And infinite love to you, my friend. Namaste.